Thank you, Dave. Rather Craig Swope for that weather forecast. Current temperature 57 degrees. When I came back after filling in for Craig on Thursday, we talked before I go on the air doing the news. My shift 8 in the morning to noon, or 9 to noon on the air. And I said, I didn't hear one thing in your newscasts, not one, about Diddy's girlfriend. Not one. He was bracing himself before I said Diddy's girlfriend. But really, why is it? Are we good? Listen, Derek, did you want to bring up Diddy's girlfriend? Maybe
No.
I spoke too soon here.
I try to avoid that at all costs.
Well, she can certainly use your products because she and Diddy need a brain, and your products generate. Okay, enough of that. Derek Lee, BrainHealthFormulas.com is here. How you been, my friend?
Doing great, John. How are you?
I was just telling Derek during the commercials about the very jarring thing that happened to my body because, as I was just saying, I was filling in the early morning shift, getting up at 2:30 in the morning to work in Carson. Then I come back here, and from getting up at 2:30 in the morning compared to getting up at 7 in the morning, it hit my body hard. I'm 70. You know, I mention my age every half hour here. You know, that's just the thing I do. I don't know why I do it, but so anyway, yeah, it hit me hard. And like I was telling you, it took me 4 hours to do what would normally take me 1 hour when I came back here Thursday and Friday. Well, I bulked up on your Shilajit and your micronutrients. I picked those two to bring me out of the ditch and worked splendidly. And I'm on fire this morning. Even Phil complimented this first half hour.
That's amazing,
That
John.
never happens. It's teasing. All right, so what's new, my friend?
Oh, another day in paradise today.
Yeah. It's useless asking if you had any fun during the week because to you, research is fun.
Everything is
You
fun.
hole up in here in your lab and you come up with things and you're excited about this new discovery. You made another. What was the discovery this week, Derek?
This week, at least, we've been testing this for a little while. Being able to improve our ability to produce serotonin. Serotonin is the feel good. It's the kind of like the, how we just get if we can increase our serotonin production. You ever cracked open an orange, John, and just that overwhelming smell of, that smells so good.
Serotonin is the golden ring.
It is.
I mean, wouldn't it be awesome if we could just buy it off the shelf? There's no such thing as a product of serotonin.
That's
of
true.
Actual serotonin.
Well, there is.
The
It's just
brain-
illegal.
Well, no, there isn't.
Cocaine is it's something that activates serotonin.
Well, I wouldn't tell everybody that.
So, but that's in research. This is how I kind of reverse engineer a lot of
Yeah.
these components. Is what do drugs do?
Okay.
How do we
I-
do this from a natural place?
I get what you're saying there, but there's a flaw in that.
There
Because
is.
From my studies, I read books. If you take cocaine an awful lot, you're exhausting the gland that produces the serotonin, and after a while, you're going to kill it. You're going to dry it out, and it's not going to produce serotonin.
That's correct.
The cocaine thing it's a temporary. That's why you need more and more cocaine to get the high.
That's it.
Same with meth that you had before.
Because you're taxing what we produce naturally.
Right.
And that's the problem. That's why people consume so much of it, is because that's what it takes in order to stimulate that production.
So how does your product generate some serotonin production?
But we use a lot of citrus in this formula. We use citrus is a kind of like a natural serotonin producing component, and we have numerous components of citrus. Citrus also invigorates our ability to get the blood to circulate more efficiently. Citrus can do so many things. It's kind of a fascinating compound. We get into the molecular structure of how citrus actually works within the body. It's so I can delve into more of the science, but I know that that's my fascination, not everyone's.
I've never heard this before.
Oh,
Citrus?
yeah, citrus like a tangerine, tangerine peel, orange powder, orange peel, lemon, lime. So all those components increase our ability to produce serotonin. And tangerine peel actually goes back thousands of years as being extremely beneficial, not only for serotonin production, but also invigorates the ability to actually heal our vascular wall, our vascular system. Isn't that interesting?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is important stuff because our country has an epidemic of loneliness and rising depression, anxiety, and suicide rates. The rate of teenage depression has increased from 8% to 20%.
That's huge.
There is also a rise in suicide and overdoses. 61 million Americans are diagnosed with depression and anxiety alone. And you know what? Our modern ways of life have done us a disservice. Modern ways don't naturally promote a happy, healthy mind. I think they actually do the opposite. Instead of engaging with other people and finding out stuff, hey, what's the best Italian restaurant in town? Well, Google now does that for you. And then there's social media and online news that can really, really bring you down. And it's so important to take initiative, do what you can to proactively nurture your own brain health every day. And that's what I've been doing by only looking at my phone twice a day, which drives people crazy. That's my rule, though. I look at the phone twice a day, that's it. I engage with the outdoors, and I use Derek Lee's amazing products at brainhealthformulas.com. Save that tape.
I will. I will.
See, I'm on a roll here. Thanks to Shilajit and your micronutrients. It's funny how your products, and you have like 30 some of them, I trade back and forth what my favorites are. So those are John Potter's top two. And folks, you can buy them discounted right now. Tell us about the sale. How does that work?
What we're going to do is with our new product called Brain Bliss, we're going to sale for this weekend is buy two and get one free, specifically for that product only. Every other product we're going to buy three, get the fourth for free, like we have been doing. And I feel good about being able to provide a discount, and then so that's how we're going to do this. We're going to promote the new product, and we're also going to promote all the other products.
Okay, so before you get into Brain Bliss here, the sale of this new product, buy two, get one free. Anything else you buy at brainhealthformulas.com, this is a separate deal. You buy three and get the fourth free.
That's correct.
Brain Bliss is buy two, get one free. Tell us all about Brain Bliss.
That's what we started talking about. That has a large concentration of citrus in it. And we also, what we did is how do we support the citrus? And so some of the things we added to it are Codonopsis, which goes back thousands of years in Chinese medicine. It helps oxygen be able to be, the oxygen from Codonopsis generates oxygen capacity to get delivered to the brain more efficiently. When our brain has more oxygen to utilize, it frees up our ability to think and plan and just do everything more easily. Codonopsis does that. It also improves our immune system. It improves how our organs function. It improves every aspect of the human. That's why Chinese medicine is used for thousands of years. So that's Codonopsis. We also use cordyceps. Cordyceps is a mushroom that's been used for a very long time. Actually, the Chinese used it before the Olympics one year, and the Olympic Committee thought that the entire Chinese team was doping because they had so much more oxygen availability, and the country of China was able to provide data that it was just this mushroom was increasing their oxygen capability so much that nobody ever tested for positive for doping. It was actually a mushroom called cordyceps.
Are they still allowing that?
Yeah, it's completely legal because it's not a drug.
With the Olympic people?
Yeah,
okay,
they reversed all their rulings.
I've always kind of wondered why China's always way up there. It's either the U.S. or China back and forth winning Olympics.
So the country of China was able to prove to the IOC it is not a stimulant, it is not a drug, it is not a performance enhancing component no matter what. It's an actual natural fungus that was not manipulated, not modified at all.
You say fungus, but it's from a form of mushroom?
Fungus is a mushroom is a fungus.
Okay, because we're in a mushroom fad period right now.
Yeah,
I'm seeing them popping up everywhere, these mushroom coffees.
yeah, there's a lot of that.
And there's a variety of different types of mushroom coffees.
There are.
And so this ties in with your belief on the fungus and its effect on producing the good in the brain.
Yeah, there's
And
a ton
in your
of data.
coffee.
Yeah, there's a ton of data that supports it.
Why don't you make a coffee blend?
Whew, that takes a lot of work.
Well,
It's the challenge is being able to produce it on a large scale.
right. Yeah.
And that becomes a challenge. It's not difficult to do that. It's being able to be able to produce it on a large enough scale to where it's beneficial. And that becomes a challenge for me.
And lion's mane.
Lion's mane, people love it. Some people love
Is
it.
that a fungus?
It is.
Okay.
Any
there you
mushroom is
go.
a fungus.
I know people who swear by lion's mane.
Yeah. It's some people. The people who
And
like.
one of your products is kind of uses the same principle.
Yeah.
Which one?
We have lion's mane is in the gut health formula.
Okay. It's there on your website.
Yeah.
All right.
It's there.
BrainHealthFormulas.com. Buy 2, get 1 free of Brain Bliss. We'll talk more about Brain Bliss after the break. Say that fast 10 times. Look at you, all smiling and laughing the whole time. This ties. You've been taking your own serotonin generating product, haven't you?
I have.
No, I'm serious. You're laughing and smiling and stuff, and everything I say to you is funny.
It's humor's the health of the life.
I can't be that funny. I just can't.
I just enjoy being here with you, John.
So this is but it's mainly the Brain Bliss. So talk more about this. You say it's basically a citrus philosophy that the Chinese knew,
Yeah.
and see how medical I am. This is all I know about it, and that it generates serotonin.
Yeah.
That's a bold claim, my friend. I never heard of any product that generates serotonin. And don't bring up cocaine again.
I won't. It was just a reference.
Anything else you want to say about this new product?
So what's in it is citrus, cordyceps, codenopsis, astragalus is in it, and another component called I can't say it. Eleuthero, something like that. It's from Siberia. It's a root, and it's also a leaf, and it also produces some berries, and it also enables us to have more energy. And it's not from a stimulant place; it's an activation place. And so what it does is it improves oxygen availability. It improves how our capillaries function. It enables us to take in more blood and utilize more oxygen. And so as we age, that becomes a limiting factor. Can we utilize the oxygen in the blood circulating? And so this is kind of one of those things we add into this to try to benefit not only the production of serotonin, but also increase the energy available. And when we have more energy, we have more oxygen available to us to use, we inevitably feel better.
Yes, oxygen, great for the brain.
Yeah,
That's
key.
the one thing I like about my CPAP machine, is it keeps pushing more. Well, it's not pure oxygen. It's not an oxygenator, but it just pushes more air into you, which consequently you get more oxygen that way.
That's correct.
So we're talking about a citrus principle and a root in Siberia.
Yeah, it's they've done a ton of research on that as well.
Well, this goes along with my religious belief. I believe that God put on this earth all the ingredients to cure anything that bedevils us, and we've only scratched the surface of what these products are.
That's true.
You yourself, you find stuff out.
Yeah.
Every week. What more is there to learn
A lot.
about this wonderful world and what's growing out there to help us out?
Yeah, there's a lot. So the last two components in this formula has to do with GABA, which is one of my newest favorite things. And so that is what's going to engage more of the cellular structure to an electrical communication and to encourage our nervous system to start doing things differently, to improve how the electrical communication works. And so GABA is kind of my new new best friend as far as these new formulas are coming out, because it's so important to us and to humans, especially for health, because GABA directly correlates with central nervous system, and all neurodegenerative disease has to do with GABA not being able to be utilized. And so that means including Alzheimer's and dementia. So if we can just consume formulas that have GABA in it, then we can improve how our memory works, how our body functions, how our brain functions. And so that's kind of why we're implementing GABA in as many things as possible, because it's a key factor in aging. The way I view aging is anyone past puberty is starting to age. And so it's not, and that's just the way things are versus what science portrays. And so the other thing is the amino acid complex. That's what drives it all. And so that is going to encourage the brain function. It's going to benefit how the brain functions. Going to activate the brain, and when we can activate the brain, it drastically increases our ability to utilize the nutrients that are in each formula.
GABA. Your ingredients, they're like your babies, aren't they?
They are.
They're on the shelf there, each jar. they're your babies. And I just wonder when the day is going to come when what you say and what you produce suddenly gets the attention of the world. And it's going to be something else, that you are saying things that I've heard nobody else say when it comes to supplements, and what's in them and what you believe and tested and found out works.
Yeah, that will happen one day. When that happens is anyone's guess. So one of the things that's interesting in regards to GABA is, so I start looking at it in GABA in particular, why don't other people utilize GABA in a similar way that I do? And so what I started recognizing this week was GABA has to have a direction. It has to be instructed what to do, because GABA is a neurotransmitter that typically gets generated by the brain. And so if we're trying to take GABA as a supplement, that's a free-based amino acid that has no direction to go. So there's no electrical communication. There's no direction for GABA to be utilized. And so when we use GABA with our amino acid complex, that provides the direction. It tells GABA how to respond.
It's fascinating. And
so then we kind of reverse engineer the entire capacity of, we can actually repair the body, not necessarily through the brain, but it kind of all ties everything together by reverse engineering the capacity from body to brain, not brain to body.
I can see the glee in your eye about this stuff.
It's amazing, huh?
Sale of Brain Bliss. Go to brainhealthformulas.com. Buy 2, get 1 free of Brain Bliss. Any other product you get there, we all have our favorites. I do. Buy 3, get the 4th for free on any product. For Brain Bliss, buy 2, get 1 free, brainhealthformulas.com. Thank you, Derek Lee.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure.
It is.
Always.
All right. Put this on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Check out brainhealthformulas.com.